parte di questo gruppo, ciao.
Vuoi dire a Matteo che siamo
Soprattutto questo ambasciatore spesso diversi eventi, non soltanto questo.
Oddio, dovremmo essere
So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen,
dice che siamo
welcome to the Embassy of Italy in Tokyo. My name is Giuseppe Di Muro. I'm the head of the cultural section of the Embassy. To officially open this event, this Masterclass by Kengo Kuma, I invite Ambassador Gianluigi Benedetti to take the floor.
Distinguished guests, Maestro Kengo Kuma, President Matteo Belfiore, welcome to the Embassy of Italy in Tokyo. It is a great pleasure to host you today in the house of the Italian design, la Casa del Design Italiano. This space stands as a testament to the dialogue that we celebrate today. Conceived as a part of a renovation project launched for the Italian Design Day 2 years ago, this multifunctional room, redesigned by Matteo Belfiore, served as a permanent showcase of Italian creativity and excellence. Today, we gather here to listen to one of the world's most renowned architectural minds and a dear friend to this embassy, Maestro Kengo Kuma, as he addressed the theme between Italy and Japan. This event is particularly significant because it marks a collaboration with the newly established association IDJ, Italian Design Japan. I wish to congratulate President Belfiore and all the founding members on this remarkable initiative. The establishment of an association dedicated to the Italian-speaking architects and designers demonstrate the extraordinary vitality of our professional community in Japan. It reflects not just a professional network, but a deep and growing interest in the values that underpin Italian design: tradition, functionality, creativity, and beauty. Made in Italy is not merely a brand, it is a cultural heritage that finds a perfect echo in the Japanese attention for technique and detail. But design is not just about objects, it is about living. It is about the spaces we inhabit and how they shape our interactions. Maestro Kuma's work perfectly embodies this philosophy. His extraordinary ability to fuse organic materials with contemporary lines creates a spatial poetry that resonates deeply with both the Japanese soul and the Italian architectural tradition. The bond between our two countries is historic, but it is constantly renewed through culture and economic relations. By fostering high-level exchanges like today's event, we do not only discuss about aesthetics or design, but we strengthen the fundamental bridges that connects our economies and our peoples. These bridges find their most profound expression in the very walls of this embassy. in the garden, I should say, of this embassy. A place where the legacy of the past and the vision of the future coexist in an eternal dialogue. It is precisely this unique history that I have documented in my upcoming book, Il giardino dei Matsudaira e l'Ambasciata d'Italia in Giappone, storia di un luogo e dei suoi protagonisti, a book which will be published this May, followed by a Japanese edition in November. I would like to thank the IDJ for its dedication in organizing this conference, Maestro Kuma for honoring us with his presence, and I look forward to his reflections on the unique synergy that unites our two cultures. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. My honor to give the floor to the president of IDJ, Italian Design Japan Association, Matteo Presso.
皆様、本日はありがとうございます。Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. First of all, thank you, Ambassador Gianluigi Benedetti, for hosting us here today, and to the entire embassy team for the support and patience that made this event possible. And a very special thank you to Kengo Kuma for accepting our invitation and being here with us today, despite an agenda that probably has less free space than a Tokyo train at rush hour. I promise I still have very little time, because I know exactly why you are here. Not for my speech, but for Kuma Sensei, of course. Just a few words about IDJ, why we create Italian Design Japan. For years, I felt the need for a real platform dedicated to Italian design in Japan. Last autumn, a small group of friends met in a cafe, decided to stop talking and actually do it. That cafe meeting became IDJ, and in just a few weeks we grew to 63 members. Our mission is simple: promote Italian design, support professionals in Japan, and build lasting cultural and professional connections. We want IDJ to create real opportunities, not just business cards that disappear into a drawer. We have already hosted 2 events, and the next months are packed. As of yesterday, our website is live, built by me and Emiliano Ruggiero, whom I'd like to thank publicly. Sorry. Please scan the QR code behind me, here. You will find our members directory, practical links, and the tools for design professionals in Japan. And soon we will open a membership to companies connected to Italian design, because great collaboration happens when designer and design-driven businesses meet. So one last note. The Italy-Japan design relationship didn't start with Made in Italy or design thinking. It goes back centuries, as early as the 16th century. And this year we also celebrate 160 years of diplomatic relations. So once again we meet at the start of a new era, shaped by technology, global connections, and the big decisions. IDJ is just the latest brick in a long story, but we hope it is the beginning of a shared house, built together by Italians and Japanese. And speaking of shared house, after the conference we will gather at the Ambassador residence, designed by Borghese and Murata, one of the most beautiful examples of Italian and Japanese harmony. That's exactly the kind of harmony we hope IDJ can help to create in the design world. Carlos Scarpa once said, I wanted to carve out a piece of blue sky. We may not have Scarpa's hands, but we do have a community. With IDJ, we want to carve out a small piece of Italian blue here in Japan. Thank you again for being here. Sorewa, dozo, tanoshimi kudasai. And now, please, let's give the stage to Kuma Sensei. Arigatou gozaimasu.
push the button.
Works? Okay. Yes, thank you very much, as Ambassador and Matteo, to have me to this brand new space. As Matteo was studying Tokyo University 20 years ago.
50 years.
15 years. I have been teaching in Tokyo University more than 30 years, and he is one of the best students of Tokyo University. And also he's very active. Now he is working for IDJ. It's just a very important place for the collaboration between Italy and Japan. And to have the space is very important. Yeah, space can be the platform to invite people, and something. I'm very happy to be the speakers of this space. And today, I want to talk about the relationship between Italy and me. It's first time to talk on that topic. And usually, the topic of my talk is sustainability, the green building, something like that. But today, topic is very simple. Italy. What I did with Italy is the first time for me to talk about that topic, and I pick up the slide from my huge slide collection. But maybe I forget something because too many projects we did with Italy. I want to continue to think about what is the relationship between Italy and Kengo Kuma. Maybe we have some destiny. And I want to show the history of us, and maybe the first collaboration is first collaboration. Maybe it is not the last image. The package is we send from our office.
It is the last one.
Yes,
The last one.
the one you sent out.
This is the last one we received. This is the last one we received. I'm checking the last one we received, and it's this one.
This is when this was. Yes, I changed it. I said this is a Saturday, but after Saturday, I remember some new some things, and I
We tried to solve the problem.
This is a 2007 project, but I think the history and perhaps the collaboration is.
I received this one 2 minutes ago.
Ah, okay.
I sent to you, it's looking sure, 01.
The first collaboration is Venice Biennale, 1995. The 1995 Venice Biennale, before the Venice Biennale, I visited Italy many times. But the first collaboration is in Venice Biennale in 1995, and we worked for the space design for Venice Biennale in 1995. An artist was Senju-san, Hiroshi Senju, the Japanese Nihonga painters. Now he's the top, the Japanese Nihonga. And Hibino, Mr. Hibino Kazuhiko, he is now rector of Tokyo Art University, Tokyo Biennale. And Kawaguchi, Professor Kawaguchi, Tokyo University, he is leading the computational art, and also the Sai Zaigen, she is Korean Japanese artist. The 4 artists were selected, and I did a space design for them. And it's very exciting because I stayed in Venezia, so 1 month. Living in Venezia in 1 month was an amazing experience. It's first time for me to have the days without car. I should walk to everywhere. But as I learned, it's how exciting the walking is, and how healthy the walking is. It's a big learning from Venezia, and also the food in the Venezia. 1 month is an amazing experience. And after that, my favorite as a cuisine is Italian food. Yes, always Italian food. Anywhere in the world, I try to order Italian food. Sometimes Italian food in America not so exciting. That is okay. And I studied from Venice. And Matteo, do you find it?
I received the last version, the 201. That's why we're using the Dropbox link.
It's not coming.
We are downloading and bringing it.
Bringing? Is this coming?
It takes some time.
Okay, I will talk about the Venice. Yes, and after Venice, we have some Italian friends, and an Italian student like hotels, and also some Italian journalists. There's many friends. One of them is Gilda. Gilda, you know Gilda, Interni magazine. Interni magazine. She invited me for some project. And the first project, one of the first is this project, Chidori. And every has a spring. She is organizing the Salone de Popolo. I joined the Salone more than 10 times, and she and me as a girlfriend, and she knows what is appropriate space for us, and always she found a great place. And Chidori, it was, do you know this is a space as a Casa del Design it is Salone, and as I decided to show the Japanese craftsmanship to Italy, and how to show Japanese craftsmanship is not easy because the time is limited. But in that kind of limited schedule, I want to show this technique. This technique is called Chidori. Chidori means chi means 1,000, dori means birds, 1,000 birds, and 1,000 birds flying is the basic image for Chidori. And in Hida Takayama in Gifu Prefectures, still you can buy this toy, Chidori toy. And the joinery of Chidori toy is amazing. And the 3 types of joinery and assembled together and twist and finish. And it's very simple. But the craftsmanship to cut this bar like this is not easy. The dimension-wise, it is just 3 centimeters. And that means here, just 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter we can make easily. And we asked Japanese carpenter to cut this unit, and the student assembled this unit in Italy. Also, the student spent 1 week in Milan, then they complete this project by themselves without the carpenter's support. And after that, we sent it back to Japan because it's easy to take apart, and we sent it to Gifu Prefecture, Hida Takayama. Hida Takayama is a kind of mother of this system, and in the Hida Takayama Cultural Center, so you can see this one. Bring Japan to Milan and going back to Japan, and without any nail and without any glue, and then we can assemble it easily. You have a new one?
I have it.
Matteo?
Change it. You change?
And actually, I'm very happy to see this construction. And as I decided to make the real building by this system. And in Aichi, in Nagoya, one museum was built by this system. It's a GC museum in Aichi Prefecture. It's a 10-story, not 10-story, 3-story building, 10 meters building, made by this system. And it looks like the magic, because only a tiny bar is assembled together to create the one real building. But as the beginning, the collaboration with Zilda, and I'm very happy. Okay?
Okay, we remove it.
Great. Okay. I guess Venice Biennale. I can go back to Venice Biennale, the Japanese pavilion. Yes. Thank you, Matteo, also.
Okay, now.
I guess maybe there's a maybe you know this building, it's a Japanese pavilion. It's a 1956. As Yoshizaka Takamasa, as he studied under Le Corbusier, as 1930s, he studied in Paris, and as he designed this Japanese pavilion. And this is a very interesting building, because at the beginning, this is, he didn't design interior. This building has a big opening on the roof, and the no sash. It rains drops from the sky through the building, and also no air conditioning, and it is totally. It's a natural building. It is very different from normal air-conditioned building, but but it's 1956 is he opened, he designed building like this. But after that, the Japanese government decided to close the building. It's very fitting. His unique philosophy disappears. Whereas we decided to bring nature back to the pavilion. And this is my design for the pavilion. We brought back water to the pavilion. Yeah, this is interior. This is waters. Whereas I still remember the morning, and before the opening, the night before the opening, so we finished the construction, and after that, so we did a kanpai, finished. But next morning, I got a call from Biennale. There's a water leak. No water inside. What's happened? The waterproof, the company who did waterproof is not specialist of waterproof. This is an interior as a company. And then the waterproof is not perfect, and then next morning there's no waters, and the exhibition on the first floors was damaged by the water. Wow, it's a nightmare. And then we asked the specialist from Padua to make the new waterproof. And the next day we can open the pavilion. But I remember the call on that morning. And this is Senju, Hiroshi Senju's the waterfall, famous waterfall. And Senju's waterfall you can see in Haneda Airport. Haneda Airport is the Hawaii of the Haneda Airport. You can see this waterfall. And this is the Hibino, as Professor Hibino's work. And this is the Hibino's work. And and this book was published 2005, just before Venice Biennale. And it is my first monograph in the world. As Professor Luigi Alini, as he is still teaching in Sicily, and he came to us to publish this book, and he loves this stone museum very much. And also Stone Museum got an award from Italy as 2009 or 2010 International Stone Architecture Award, and the jury was Francesco Dalco, you know Francesco Dalco, so he was a jury of the Stone Award. And also, Dalco and me are very close friends. And then, as the Chidori, I explained to Chidori already. And between before and as a before Chidori, I remember the lecture in Italy. The first lecture in Italy. was in Bolzano. Actually 2 weeks ago, I also did lectures in that area. Bardi Fiemme. The Olympic, the Nordic ski doing Bardi Fiemme. And there's a Bolzano, architects of Bolzano were interested in our wooden building, and they invited me to Bolzano 2006. And I felt the special the sympathy between Bolzano and me. And later I will show you my exhibition in Bar di Fiemme. Yeah, and this is the 2007 Palazzo della Nazione is the Padova. It is a beautiful building in Padova. It's a medieval wooden building. It is an amazing structure system in Padova. And as people invited me to do the installation for this building. And we proposed to have the special tunnel made by the special fabric. And this fabric was made by the special technique. The name of the fabric is super organza. It's a very thin organza, the lightest fabric in the world. So we brought that material from Japan, and we designed those spaces. And there's some projection on the fabric. The ceiling is very high, and we want to show the height of the building. And this is a small tea house, and the material is paper, no wood, just a paper. So, as you know, the Japanese, the washi technique is very, very unique. And I worked with craftsmen to make this tea house, the typical small, the nijiri-uchi small entrance to tea house. And the softness and smallness is the key concept of tea house. It is inside of the tunnels. Yes, inside of the tunnels. And the structure-wise, this is also a very unique structure system. And we did this carbon fiber for this. It's also Japanese new technique. And as next year, 2008, as we were invited from Triennale di Milano. The Triennale di Milano, they decided the topic, Casa del Tutto. Casa del Tutto, the reason is before 2008, some big earthquake happened, tsunami happened, the hurricane, America happened, and then they asked the architects to design a special refugee house. And the title is Casa di Tutto. And the Casa di Tutto is, in Japanese, casa means umbrella. and I found the solution. Okay, Casa di Tutto should be Casa di Umbrella. And as an umbrella house, it can be the new type of portable house. And if the 15 umbrella assembled together, so we can make the new house by umbrella. And this is showing the system. And this is one piece of umbrella. And those triangular seat is very important. So you can understand later. And the 15 is an Italian student and Japanese student work together. The space is Triennale di Milano, and the garden is beautiful. And it took 1 day to assemble this umbrella house. And this is the sculpture by Kiriko. Yes. And this is the interior. And as this space is big enough for the house for 15 people, staying some night. And as a triangular seat is working for this openable window. And the system is very simple. As a metal frame and these membranes are working together to support the house. And the joint is just simple zipper. Just simple zipper. And this is a small entrance, tea house entrance. That is the most difficult part of this project is who makes the umbrella. As in Japan, as we try to find the craftsman, but most of Japanese umbrella now are made in China. No umbrella factory in Japan. Luckily we found one craftsman. He should make 15 umbrella by one person, by one hand. And it's very, very difficult for just one guy make this complex umbrella in 1 month. But finally he brought the umbrella to us.
Sensei, the umbrella was waterproof?
The waterproof is the zipper is waterproof zipper, and this material. So we found the waterproof seat by DuPont. Yeah. And after the completion of the student, as they drink together and they stay 1 night in that house. Yes, it's big enough for 15 people drink and sleep. The texture of the waterproof seat is beautiful. At night, it's amazing.
I think it's
Thailand. Yes, name of the waterproof seat. Not expensive material, Thailand. And the ceramic club in 2010 is an tile company in Reggio Emilia, so invited us to design the monument in front of their factory. And they showed us the ceramic tiles. The quality of ceramic tiles of them is maybe top in the world. And the texture is beautiful and also very strong material. As our structural engineer tested those tiles, and the solution of engineer is use this tile as structural element, not cladding. And this vertical element is a stainless pipes, and the stainless pipe and the ceramic tiles is a kind of open. The vertical and horizontal are open together, and they create this tiles. It is a model, and it is showing the structural analysis of that pavilion. And it's very transparent and very light. And from this side, the edge is very thin. Like time, like that. And so we got a hint of the garden from essentially. Essentially are using this kind of white pebbles, and we got hint of that. And there's a 2015, another project called Gilda. It is a paper cocoon. So we are working with a kitchen company to design this temporary kitchen. The material is paper again. So we like this kind of system. We like the lightness, the transparency, and natural. And always we working with students. An Italian student, Japanese student work together, and for their friendship, this is very important project. The location is the University of Milano, and the tea house, so tatami mat, and the flexible kitchen system. And the next project is also in Milan. Is the believing. It is collaboration is one special fabric. That fabric can absorb the dust of pollution, and the breathe is the name of the material. And for absorbing the pollution, they are explaining the system. And the best way is to make the pleats, because pleats can make the areas a double or triple. And this is the system of the holding. Origami is the source of imagination of this product. And we tested how to make the shape by the origami system. This is showing the real material. And 3-dimensional studies, 3D studies is very necessary for this. And this is showing how to support this sculpture from the frame. This is my sketch. This is the final one. And after the completion of this, these sculptures moved to Korea. As a Korean museum want to have these sculptures, and we showed this in Korea, at the Samsung Museum. And this is the joint. This is made by the 3D printers in my office. It was by us. And this is Kodama in Altesera, in Italy, north of Italy. Altesera is a sculptural park in the north of Italy, and also close from Bolzano. And this is showing the system, how to fix it. And this is an Italian company, not a Japanese company. The material from Italy, and there's a publication from Italian company. And the very preciseness is very necessary for this joint. And the Italian guys and they're using the special spruce for this unit. And this is the compressions, final ones. And then after the completion, there was a storm in the north of Italy. It is 4 years ago. It was a big storm, and it was burned, but not 100%. And it's repaired, and now it looks like black sculpture. You know, yakisugi burn cedar is a technique. Now you can see the yakisugi version of this one. And one Japanese company, from Gifu, Hida Takayama, and we worked together to create the toy by the same system. And this is name of the toy, Kodama by Hida. And then there's a very, very recent project in Domino 3.0 as a Venice Biennale last year. Our idea is a domino, the first domino designed by Le Corbusier as 1914. It is very industrial, the repeating system. But it's good for industrialization, but it's not for human. And then we want to go back to nature, go back to forest, and this is the system of our Domino 3.0. And as we worked with two professors, one professor is Matsuo Sensei, and one professor is Ejiri Sensei. Ejiri Sensei is structural engineer. Matsuo Sensei is the specialist of AI. And Matsuo Sensei he's the leader of AI industry in Japan, and also Japanese government is asking him to the leaders of AI as a committee. And the story is the damaged forests in Italy, to use this kind of material from the damaged forest. And 3D scan of the trees, and as AI finds a solution how to assemble those material. Italian 3D printer company, and they are working with Italian car company, these 3D printers. And the material of this 3D printer is soft plastic, flexible plastic. And flexibility is very important for the joint of this system. This red square is showing the position of the joint. And this is in Venice. As you see the joint, soft joinery. The Carlonati Professor Carlonati was working for the commission of the Venice Biennale last year, and Carlonati is also designing the torch for the Olympic. Yes, and this is also very new project. It's by Salviati, is a Venetian glass company. As a professor, Marco Imperatori is of Milan Tech, so invited me to work with Salviati. And as we visited the factory of Salviati in Milano, and we found the beautiful textures of this wood. Working with glassman is always very exciting. And the bottom of the glass, bottom of the dish, we printed the wooden pattern. And it's an Italian Expo Pavilion, we exhibited this one. This is the panels of real wood. Very natural. And the Salviati is the second collaboration is this one. It is a kind of joinery system, same as the wooden pavilion. Yeah, we exhibited in Italian Pavilion Expo. And it's another new project in Dynamo Pavilion in the forest of Tuscany. And we all again worked with the factory in Milan to create the metal transparent structure, and its goal of this pavilion is merging to the forest. And this project was a kind of the design festival by architects. The Italian architects joined this project, but I want to create some kind of Japanese one, very transparent and merging to the forest. And as I visited the site many times. And the Italian craftsmanship is always amazing. We are very impressed by their technique and their energy to create something. Yeah, and the new pavilion project is Assisi, and the monastery is asking to create the monument for Saint Francesco, and next year, maybe this year is after his death, 800th anniversary of the death of San Francesco. And as how to show the San Francesco's philosophy is very important. Living with nature is also very much similar to our philosophies, and now we are designing the detail of this pavilion. The using the material from the forest. And besides those pavilions, we are working for some real project. It is shopping for campers in Milano on the Napoleone. Again, it's a wood. As it is a project for as a Lodi University in Milano. It is completed. Uses we use a local wood, and we try to use local material as possible as can, even for the campus. And there's a Padova Congress Center. The relationship with Padova is very important for us. It's the renovation of the old convention house. This is a gate of the old convention house in Padova, as a kind of sculpture. And again, we use wood as for the building. It is interior. Our typical motif is the Chidori patterns motif. Another is a big hall. And this is an ongoing project in Milan. As we want the competition for this is an office campus, and as we propose to use wood as a glued up wood, and as the green terraces is north of Milan. And it is also ongoing project in south of Italy, Sorrento. It is a location. This is an amazing location. And this is the existing old hotel, the renovation of the old hotel. So we propose to use local material and terraces and special saunas on the terrace. And the basic structure system is the existing structure system, and we add the finish of the existing grid system. As a rooftop, as a pool, and this as material is the same as this. I-mesh. It is a design of the guest unit. Big onsen space. And there's another hotel project in Palma. In the center of Palma city, it is another renovation project. It's a 1930s building. As we want to convert the old 1930s fascist style building into a green building. As a view from the terrace to the Duomo. Yeah, so maybe it's not 100%, but as this is showing the outline of the collaboration with Italy, and through the collaboration with Italy, I learned many things from Italy. I learned especially creativity from Italy. In Japan, the Japanese company is basically conservative, especially recently. So because of the economy, the Japanese companies are very, very conservative. But Italy, still, I can find the freedom. And that kind of freedom gave us many hint for the new creation. And after our encounter with Italy in 2006, those projects gave us the new stage. And then I very much appreciate Italy. And thank you very much again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maestro Kuma. So if any of you have some questions, we have time to take some. You can just stand and say your name.
Shy.
Ask a question.
Okay, I start.
Thank you, Kuma Sensei. Thank you for this wonderful presentation. So, I have seen many of your lectures in 15 years, and you have designed buildings of any scale. Some of them are very big, right? But I always noticed that you present mostly like the smallest projects. So I think it's what we are as architects here, like a designer architect, we are more we have more chance like to design small things rather than huge buildings, towers or like skyscrapers or whatever. So we think that probably even in our small projects we can do something beautiful like your project. And the fact that you always show, most of the time you show like small buildings, small projects, it's for us very like good thing. I think we can say it's like something like interesting, because it means that we can also do something good, like probably. What do you think about the scale?
This is a very good point. What I learned from Italy is importance of smallness. As America, as a size is most important. So big means good. But in Italy, Italian cultures understand the importance of smallness, importance of the intimacy, and the Japanese has also the same sensibility for smallness. And I learned many things from that kind of smallness, and those are a good example.
Any more questions?
Hideki Matsubara from FLOSS, and thank you very much, Kuma Sensei. And I saw some of the first slides. You also treat wood and also the kind of the concept of tea ceremony as an object. And yes, from my perspective, as a person who experienced a little bit of cosmetics and also beauty business, and tea ceremony is part of the Japanese culture and sense of beauty. And I just want to ask you the question of how you introduced the tea ceremony or the space concept to Italy, and what was your intention?
The tea ceremony is a good example of smallness. The standard size of the tea ceremony is just 2.7 meters, 2.7 meters. It is a tiny space. But in that kind of intimate space, so we can have a special experience with friends. And also how to drink tea, it shows us how to work with nature and how to make a friendship with natural material. It's a good lesson from tea ceremony. And also tea ceremony is recently some professors pointed out tea ceremonies has a strong connection with as mass of Catholic Mass. So drinking red wine like this, it is a God, blood of God. How to use napkin, how to treat the cup. As a Catholic Mass and tea ceremony is very similar attitude. And actually, in the 16th century, and a Jesuit priest came to Japan, and they taught how to do the mass with wine. And as a tea masters of Japan on that century, it was very much influenced by Italy as a Jesuit priest, as a new finding from the history. And maybe it is a very much close relationship.
Any more questions?
Okay, so thank you so much, Kuma Sensei, for your speech and interesting show of your works. If I try to synthesize in a very simple way, excuse me if it's going to be too simple probably, your architecture and your work take a lot of inspiration from typical Japanese values, from Japanese traditional architecture, like the rhythm, like the repetitions, like the modules, like also, of course, a very high level of craftsmanship. So you start from very little craftsmanship technique, and then from there you build up a whole building and work. So how do you feel, because you had a lot of exchanges with Italy, and those approaches are typically Japanese, also the lightness, the transparency. In Japan, in Italy probably it's very different because the material are stone, bricks. So how do you feel that Italian culture and Japanese culture could get this relation or could understand each other? So if you have felt in your experience that there are some common grounds, some common points that you could build up and being accepted and understood.
Yeah, material-wise, Italian in Japan looks opposite. The hard, heavy material in Italy and the light, soft material in Japan. But the attitude to the material, I feel the similarity. And today, I forget one project, the stone pyramid project, stone trunk project. And we worked with Italian masons, and they slice the stone, 1 centimeter, 10 mm. So very thin, and the joint is very similar to the wooden joint. And there's no what is stone, and they explained me the same as wood. The stone has some grains. It depends on the direction. This direction is strong, that direction is weak, and that kind of grains exist in stone. And also as a craftsman doesn't trust drawing. Drawing is imperfect. They think their adjustment is amazing. The talent of adjustment is important for Japanese carpenters or also Italian as a masonry. And as a very opposite, but a strong similarity exists between two cultures.
Thank you very much. My name is Andrew from Infinity in the Malaga showroom. We've seen a lot today of exporting Japan to different countries, especially Italy. My question is, what do you think about a domestic project that sticks out for you that has been influenced mostly by Italy? And for example, your time in Venice, and if you had not lived in Venice, how that project might have changed had you not spent so much time in Italy?
So my experience in Venice is my first encounter with Italian cultures, and At that time, I was not traveler. I stayed with one small apartment 1 month. This is very, very important. And to know their life, rhythm of life is very important. The design and lifestyle is very much connected. I always want to learn the rhythm of life for each places, but it's not so easy to learn that kind of rhythm. But in Italy, luckily, I learned many things. Also, I have many Italian staff, Italian students, and we can communicate each other to teach each other.
Thank you very much. Are there any more questions?
It's almost
So thank you very much to everybody and to Maestro Kuma especially for allowing us to discover so many connections between Italy and Japan. Now, before moving to the ambassador's residence for the reception, I invite you all to collect all your bags and coats and to use the outdoor passage to go there. I will show you the way. Thank you very much.
Ce l'abbiamo fatta. Ci vediamo tra poco.